Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are in the neighborhood of Thorncliffe, and we are going to be walking through a property which is being renovated and it's going to be a buy and hold, sort of like a BRRRR, right? Yeah. And I'm joined here with
Alisha.
And we're going to take you into the property and show you around. So we're going to break down the numbers for you. So Alisha, okay, why don't you walk us through the numbers?
So purchase price was $440,000. Down payment was 20% because it's a rental property. So that was $90,000. Closing costs are around $2,000.
So now the down payment, you went with a regular bank mortgage.
Yeah.
You were not doing like any private financing or anything, right? Just
yeah,
okay.
An A lender, yeah.
Okay.
So the rental costs are around $30,000. And that was for both the top and the bottom suites and legalizing the basement.
Right. So going back to the mortgage, so were you able to get like a purchase plus reno mortgage or?
No, I funded the reno with cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then, so what was the process of getting it financed? You know, like this property was already in livable condition. And then how long did it take for you to get the financing?
So financing, we had it done in 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks?
So it's pretty fast, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so were you like pre-approved yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did make sure you were pre-approved
yeah.
before you went into the property, and then you made sure you're buying a property which kind of fits in your pre-approved mortgage rate. Mm-hmm. And then you also mentioned that you bought a property with an illegal suite, and then with the idea of converting the illegal suite to a legal suite to bump up the value. So.
And what we do when we buy the property with an illegal suite is we apply for a development permit right when we remove conditions from the property so that they can get started on the process.
And then how long, so with the city of Calgary, for the development permit to make it legal from an illegal suite, how long does that take, the permit itself?
There's not really a straight answer for that.
No.
Last time it was 5 months.
Wow.
This time it's been about 2.5 months so far, and it's almost approved, so it really varies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can maybe walk us through like what they look for
yeah.
when we're actually walking around the property.
For sure.
And so you put in reno 30,000. What else?
So the total cash invested was $125,000, and the ARV, so after repaired value, is $530,000. So that's what we're hoping it's going to be worth when it's done based on the comparables. We are going to refinance it and take $424,000 out to repay the other mortgage.
So you're not doing like a flip, more like you want to keep it as a renter, as a long term.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you're typically trying to do the BRRRR strategy that everybody talks about. And then, yeah, so basically after everything is done at 530, once you refinance, you still get 80%. You get to pull out 80% on a refinance on 530. So that's coming down to 424. So with this 424, you basically go pay off your initial mortgage and your expense, which was in a total of 475, right?
Yeah.
So this 475, guys, it came from purchase price of 440, and then you put 30,000 for reno, that leaves you at 470, and then the additional closing costs or extras, which put another 5,000. So you go to the bank, when you refinance, you get 424 tax-free.
Yep.
You don't pay tax on a refinance, right?
That's right.
Comes to your account, you just pay this off. Basically, you have a fully renovated property with a legal suite with just $51,000, which is technically less than 10% off the price or the value of the property once renovated. So it's not a perfect BRRRR, but controlling an asset which is completely renovated with just 10% down, it's a big flex, right? And what else we got here? Talking more about numbers here for people who love numbers and want to understand what the cash flow and all that is. Okay, so after refinance, what's the rents and all that, Alisha?
Yeah, so to figure out rents, I look at a lot of comps online, Rent Faster, Facebook Marketplace, those sorts of things, just to see how much I can get. And I never include my utilities in my rent. I always make the renters pay those on their own. So these numbers do not include utilities. Mm-hmm. So $1,900 is my projected rent for upstairs. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath unit. And then downstairs projected rent is $1,400 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath unit. And then the garage we're gonna rent out separately, and it looks like we can get about $400 for that.
Is it a double garage or
yes,
a single?
Double.
It's a double garage, okay.
Yeah.
Heated? Is it heated too?
It is, but the furnace is broken, so
Okay.
we're not sure if we're gonna
So even
fix
without
that.
heated garage with like a double size,
Yeah.
you pretty much can get 400? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So the total for that is $3,700 a month. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So $3,700 is what the property would bring in every month. There are certain ways to increase this number, the 3,700, by putting short-term rental, Airbnb upstairs here. Joe behind the camera is an Airbnb expert, so he told us we can potentially make 3,000 here or more. Basement, maybe a little bit more, but I wouldn't recommend. And you can get more cash flow here. So the banks wouldn't consider short-term rental income.
No, I always analyze it based on the long-term numbers anyways, just in case I had to fall back on that, so.
Good. Better be safe than sorry. And so expense-wise, what are the expenses that you might have on this property?
So the property taxes are around $350 a month. That will probably increase, I just want to say, after we legalize the suite. My other one went up about $200 a month after legalizing it.
Really?
Yeah. So insurance monthly is about $100. I get a good deal just because I combine all of my properties together. And then no utilities because the tenants pay those themselves. So my mortgage is $2,400.
This is a rough calculation that we did.
That's after refinancing it.
Oh yeah, after
sorry.
refinance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we put aside $250 for like maintenance wise. I mean, we understand like this property is completely renovated, so like most of it is done.
Yeah.
Like, there's no big ticket items, so but we still like to put it aside because you have to sometimes vacancy would be there or some other like surprise maintenance. Could be like a roof in 10 years, but it's good to put aside a certain amount every month. So net cash flow, if you do the numbers here, it's coming down to $600 every month with long-term leases. One of the main reasons that everybody wants to invest in real estate is not because it's fancy or it looks nice, it's just the cash on cash return. How much returns are you making on a very solid asset class? Just like you can invest in stocks or whatever, and then how much returns you get. So over here, we broke down the numbers. This is a little extra detail, but we'll walk you through. So Alisha?
So the principal pay down is going to be $1,100 a month roughly. So that's $13,200 a year. And the cash flow being about $600 a month is going to be $7,200 for the year. Appreciation, we're going to assume 3% in Calgary, and that would be off 530K.
So the one thing that I love about real estate is that you're controlling, with a $51,000 investment, that's a 10% which is left in the deal, you're controlling an asset which is $500,000 or $530,000, and the appreciation that you get is not on your $50,000, but it's on the $530,000. So just being conservative, even like if you take 3% appreciation off real estate, which is very conservative, I think in 10 years, 20 years, it'll double the price. With 3% of 530, it's going up to like $15,900 per year. However, you don't access this cash right away. It's like built-in equity. So your net worth goes up, and if you want to refinance in 5 years, you obviously can tap into it, or if you sell it, you get access to that cash. And so total, you're making off an amount which is $36,000 in a year from this property. The principal pay down, cash flow, and appreciation combined. Now your return on investment, so you invested $51,000 and you're making $36,000 back in a year, which is amazing. And if you do the math right, it's a 71% return on your cash invested. Now, that's very unheard of. It's really hard to get in any asset class. So that's why.
It takes about a year and a half to get your money back.
Yeah. At 71%, it's just about a year and a half. In 2 years, 140% return. That's pretty insane. And this is why Alisha is doing all the work to she bought the property original, it was not completely renovated or anything like that. And then she's putting a lot of work. What did you do by yourself? I know you did a lot of renovation, right?
Well, it wasn't me, but we did it ourselves. So we did all the flooring upstairs. We redid the kitchen cabinets, put in the cabinets downstairs by ourselves. Basically everything except for the big ticket items like the electrical, what else? We got the windows done professionally, those sorts of things. But a lot of the other things we did by ourselves.
Lovely. Okay, so let's take a tour of the property around and we'll show you what we did to this place. So Alisha, you're making $36,000 per year from this property. So let's say in 5 years, you're making $100,000 or something, just sitting on the side, just doing a couple messages in a year. So, okay, so the other question a lot of people would have is like, yeah, you have so much money stuck in the property, so how do you access that?
So you can kind of treat your houses as a bank account, and you can actually access that capital, your equity, by pulling out a HELOC on them. So when I have enough equity in all my properties—
What's a HELOC?
A HELOC is borrowing against your house. So at an interest rate, you can borrow a certain amount, and you can have that for another down payment on a house, renovations, whatever you want to fund with that HELOC.
A home equity line of credit,
Yeah.
right?
Home equity line of credit.
Yeah, let's go check out the property now.
So this property was a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, and we kept it that way. What we did was really cosmetic up here. We didn't change any of the layout or anything.
So all these cabinet doors and everything are original. You
Yeah.
just sanded them and then painted.
Yeah.
And changed the hardwares.
That's right.
Everything stainless steel. How much was it to turn around the full kitchen itself? Because obviously you put a lot of your own time into it, but in terms of like supplies and all that, for example, if someone wants to do the same exact thing, how much are they looking to spend just on the kitchen?
I think including the appliances, it was probably around 4,000, 3,500.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. We replaced the backsplash and the countertops as well. Those were in pretty poor condition. And something that I do when I'm analyzing what I want to do in terms of renovations is I ask myself, is it going to get me more rent, or is it going to get me a higher quality of tenant? And if it's not, I'm probably going to go pretty basic on my renovations.
Cool.
You'll also see that I put in luxury vinyl plank here, and I use that for my rentals because it's very durable and long lasting.
Excellent. Awesome. Okay, so let's head down to the basement and see what's happening there.
Sounds good?
All right, guys, we're coming down to the basement. We have original carpet.
You're going to be in it.
Which obviously would be taken out pretty soon. Mechanical room, and this is the living area. Hi, Joe. How are you? Finally got you in there. Alisha, okay, walk us through what you're doing in the basement.
Okay, so we replaced the kitchen cabinets in this little corner here. The reason the layout is kind of really small and we didn't move the kitchen is because part of the legalization process of having an existing illegal suite is that we cannot change the layout of the kitchen. So
you can't move the kitchen, you can't change the layout.
You can change it really minorly, but I can't move it from here to another section. So we got these new cabinets, new countertop. I think a total here was around 4,000.
Where'd you get your kitchens from?
Cabinet Express for the cabinets, and the countertop was, I don't remember where that was from.
That's a laminate countertop,
yeah,
correct? Okay, perfect.
Laminate. So, and then we're gonna do the backsplash here in the sink and the dishwasher that we also added in. So it's in progress.
Perfect. So what else are we doing here in the basement?
So for legalization purposes, we had to get hardwired smoke detectors added in. So I think we have about 6 of them that were added.
Does it have to be in every single room?
In the basement, yes, it has to be within a certain distance of the bedrooms and in every room, and it has to be hardwired to one upstairs. Okay. So that cost us $1,400 to put those in. And then we added some pot lights here just to make it a little bit brighter. And we also gutted this bathroom. So we're in the process of just replacing everything in here. So
with the legalizing, like you can change the bathroom layout, or?
Yeah, you can. It's the kitchen that they're
just the
concerned
kitchen,
with.
okay.
Yeah. But the benefit of legalizing an existing suite is that you only have to spend a certain amount to make it safe, rather than a new suite that you're adding from scratch. You have to spend a lot of money. There's a lot of rules that you have to do. So that's why I prefer illegal suites.
Perfect. Okay. If people have more questions, obviously reach out to you.
Yeah,
right?
I've done it a couple of times, so
excellent.
I have some good experience with it. So this room here was wood panels and ceiling tiles before. So that's why the entire room, including the ceiling, was drywalled.
So this is the only room that you had to drywall, everything else was done, okay.
Yeah, and then we added in a brand new egress window in both bedrooms down here. So that total was $5,000.
$5,000 for how many egress? 2 windows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the second bedroom. You kept the layout. Let's put a different size egress window because that's what you were able to fit in, I suppose?
Yeah, with the foundation and the distance from the other windows, we couldn't make it any bigger. So.
Yeah, you could see the carbon monoxide detector, which is all hardwired. Perfect. You're not changing the doors, you kept them, just painting it?
We are changing the doors.
Oh, you are changing the doors?
Yeah, that one has a hole punched in it, I discovered. They had it hidden by mirrors, so yeah.
Nice.
I can, yeah. So anyways, and then I'll show you the mechanical room because a lot of the requirements for a secondary suite are in the mechanical room.
Okay.
One of the other things we have to do is we have to make this door self-closing. So just for fireproofing it. And I also have to add a railing here on the stairs.
Do we have to put those metallic doors with the self-closing, or just a regular door but self-closing?
It has to be metal, I think.
Metal? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then,
All right, so mechanical room, this is, a lot of times people are scared to get in here, but
Yeah.
was there anything done here?
so you used to be able to add a sprinkler system in the mechanical room to fireproof it, but you can't anymore with the city. So now the requirement is to actually drywall every single quarter inch of this space.
So okay, no wires hanging, you have to cover
Nothing.
everything.
Yeah,
That's a city requirement
Yeah.
now? Interesting.
which adds a lot of time and a lot of cost.
Of course.
So there's a smoke detector in here, and then we replaced the panel. It cost us about $4,400. So we upgraded from a 60 or 70 amp panel to 200.
Perfect, okay. How much was it again?
4,400.
4,400
Yeah.
to update the panel.
Yeah.
And the wiring in the property, it's all aluminum?
Yeah,
already?
I believe it's aluminum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you didn't have to update the plumbing. Looks like it was already updated.
There was a big leak in the kitchen that we had to fix, so
Yeah.
we had to replace all the walls over there.
Okay, and the furnace, are you,
We're keeping it. It's good
so
enough.
you just need only one furnace to have like a legal suite as well? Or?
Yeah, that's one of the differences between legalizing an existing suite and adding one from scratch. If you add one from scratch, you need separate heating, which can be either baseboard heating in the basement or 2 separate furnaces. When you have a existing illegal suite, you can just use one.
Excellent.
Saves
Okay.
a lot of money.